Only 30 seconds left. Archangel Michael says, I saw your future and I couldn't stop crying. Because you skipped the signs earlier. I wasn't allowed to tell you until now. Open it immediately. My beloved, stop scrolling. This moment is not random, and the urgency you feel is not fear, it is timing. You were shown signs before, gentle ones, quiet ones, repeated ones, and you questioned them. You delayed. You told yourself later. Heaven watched you hesitate, not because you were weak, but because you were still learning how to listen. Archangel Michael stands before you now, not in judgment, but in deep compassion. When he says he saw your future and could not stop crying, understand this clearly. Those tears were not of sorrow alone, but of relief mixed with warning. Relief, because your future still holds light. Warning, because you came dangerously close to missing a turning point. My beloved, you skipped signs earlier because you were overwhelmed, distracted, or trying to survive. Heaven understands that. You were not punished for it, but consequences began to form quietly. Paths started closing. Delays stacked upon delays. Not to harm you, but to slow you down enough to listen now. This is why you were not told earlier. There are divine laws even angels must obey. Timing is one of them. If you had known too soon, fear would have ruled you. If you had known later, regret would have crushed you. So this moment, right now, is the only window where truth could be delivered without breaking you. Archangel Michael says, do not walk away again. What is being revealed now is not meant to scare you, but to wake you. Your future still holds restoration, stability, and purpose, but only if you choose awareness over avoidance. The next decision you make matters more than you realize. Not because it is dramatic, but because it sets a direction. My beloved, your guardian angel has been trying to redirect you softly, through discomfort, through repeated patterns, through unease you could not explain. You thought it was anxiety. It was guidance. You thought it was bad luck. It was protection. The reason Archangel Michael is emotional is because he sees how close you are. Close to alignment. Close to peace. Close to a version of your life where you are no longer exhausted by lessons you already learned. But you must open your eyes now. There is something you are being asked to stop ignoring. A truth about a person, a habit, a decision, or a path. You already sense it. You do not need more proof. You need courage. Courage to pause. Courage to choose differently. Courage to trust the quiet knowing instead of the familiar chaos. My beloved, heaven is not rushing you. It is warning you gently. The 30 seconds is not about time on a clock. It is about a closing cycle. A moment where indecision becomes a decision by default. Do not let default decide for you. Archangel Michael assures you this. If you listen now, the damage can be softened. The delay can be redeemed, and the future can still unfold beautifully. But if you ignore this again, the lesson will repeat, louder, harder, and more painful. This is mercy speaking, not threat. Breathe. Stay present. Ask quietly, what am I being shown? Then listen without arguing. My beloved, you are not late. But this is not a moment to postpone. Open your awareness now. My beloved, now that you have stayed, understand this. The moment you chose not to turn away again, the timeline shifted. This is not metaphorical. This is spiritual mechanics. When awareness meets willingness, destiny recalibrates. Archangel Michael reveals why the urgency was necessary. You were standing at a fork that looked ordinary on the surface, but carried vastly different outcomes beneath it. One path continued familiarity, patterns, cycles, emotional exhaustion disguised as comfort. The other path required courage, not dramatic action, but honest acknowledgement. Heaven needed your attention before momentum locked you into repetition. This is why the message reached you now. My beloved, the future Archangel Michael saw was not fixed, it was conditional. He saw two versions of you. One tired, still strong but burdened by lessons that should have ended. The other grounded, protected, and finally walking with clarity. His tears were not despair. They were urgency mixed with hope. Hope that you would pause long enough to choose consciously. Your guardian angel has been shielding you more than you realize. Some consequences were softened. Some losses were delayed. Some truths were hidden until you were strong enough to face them without breaking. This is why you felt confusion instead of collapse. Heaven was buying you time. Now that time has narrowed into this moment. My beloved, you may feel a strange mixture of emotions. Relief, fear, validation, even grief. Grief for the signs you missed, the moments you dismissed, the instincts you doubted. Let that grief pass through you without judgment. It is not here to shame you. It is here to release you. Archangel Michael wants you to know this clearly. Missing signs does not disqualify you. Refusing to see them repeatedly does. And today, you did not refuse. You stayed. That alone restores access. You are being asked now to review one specific area of your life honestly. Not 10 things. 1. The one you avoid thinking about when you are quiet. The one that tightens your chest slightly. This is where the course correction begins. Not through fear, but through truth. My beloved, heaven is not demanding perfection. It is asking for sincerity. You do not need to have everything figured out. You only need to stop lying to yourself to stay comfortable. Your guardian angel urges discernment over reaction. Do not rush to fix. Do not rush to confront. First, see clearly. Awareness precedes protection. There will be confirmation soon, through a conversation, a realization, or a sudden clarity that feels undeniable. When it comes, you will not feel panic. You will feel a quiet seriousness. That seriousness is wisdom arriving. Archangel Michael assures you, if you honor this moment, the future he cried over transforms. Delay dissolves. Burdens lighten. Peace re-enters gradually but permanently. My beloved, this was never about fear. It was about timing, and you are finally on time. My beloved, now we go deeper. Understanding turns into alignment. Archangel Michael says the reason this message continues unfolding in parts is because your spirit is being reawakened layer by layer. If everything were revealed at once, the mind would resist, but the soul recognizes truth gradually, like dawn, not lightning. Here is what you were not told before. The future that made Archangel Michael weep was not only about what could happen to you, but about what could happen through you and be lost if you stayed asleep. You carry influence that is quiet but powerful, not influence that demands attention, but influence that shifts rooms, hearts, and outcomes without announcement. That kind of light attracts two forces, divine assignment and silent opposition. This is why delays surrounded your life. My beloved, some doors did not open not because you were unworthy, but because opening them too early would have exposed you to people who would drain, distort, or misuse what you carry. Heaven slowed things down intentionally. What felt like rejection was actually timing protection. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something crucial now. You were never behind. You were being preserved. Your guardian angel has been intercepting energies, conversations, and even opportunities that looked good on the surface, but would have quietly redirected your destiny away from its highest path. This is why some things almost happened but didn't. This is why certain people faded without explanation. My beloved, You are entering a phase where protection shifts into preparation. Preparation means your discernment will sharpen. You will start noticing patterns you once ignored. Words will land differently. Silence will speak louder. And you will no longer feel the need to explain yourself to be understood, because you will understand yourself first. This is also why you may feel a subtle separation occurring now. Not loneliness, but detachment. Old emotional hooks lose their grip. You care, but not at the cost of your peace. This is not coldness. This is maturity of spirit. Archangel Michael says, "Do not mistake calm for complacency." This calm is clarity settling in. There is one warning wrapped in grace that must be spoken gently but truthfully. My beloved, not everyone who smiles at you is meant to walk with you forward. Some were assigned to past versions of you. Holding on to them out of nostalgia will slow what is trying to move. You are not being asked to cut people off harshly, only to stop dragging them into seasons they were never meant to enter. Your guardian angel urges you to listen closely over the next few days. Repetition will be a sign. The same message will come through different sources, words, thoughts, even dreams. When repetition appears, do not dismiss it as coincidence. That is alignment knocking. Archangel Michael assures you, the miracle mentioned earlier is already in motion. It does not arrive as fireworks. It arrives as stability, peace, and quiet certainty. When it manifests, you may almost overlook it, until you realize how much lighter you feel. My beloved, this part ends with a grounding truth. You are not being rushed. You are being positioned. You are not being tested. You are being trusted. Stay present. Stay honest. Stay gentle with yourself. My beloved, it's not about doing more. It is about deciding differently. This is where many miss the turning point, because they look for action in the outer world, while heaven is asking for alignment within. Archangel Michael says, what changes your future now is not speed, but consent. Here is the truth gently revealed. Up to this moment, much of your life has been shaped by endurance. You learned to survive situations by adapting, staying quiet, waiting, or carrying more than your share. That strength kept you alive, but it was never meant to be your permanent posture. My beloved, heaven is asking you to release the identity of the one who must always handle it. The inner decision required now is subtle but powerful. You must stop proving your worth through sacrifice. Archangel Michael makes this clear. Your destiny does not require you to suffer to be valid. Some of your delays came from unconsciously choosing familiar pain over unfamiliar peace. Not because you wanted pain, but because pain felt predictable and peace felt uncertain. This is why blessings sometimes felt uncomfortable when they approached you. Your guardian angel says, notice when ease enters your life. Do you relax into it, or do you immediately look for what might go wrong? That response reveals where healing is still integrating. My beloved, it's about choosing self-trust over self-surveillance. You are no longer required to overanalyze every step. The constant questioning, am I doing this right? Is this safe? Will this last? Was once protection. Now, it becomes interference. Archangel Michael says the decision that anchors this shift is this. Backhand index pointing right, you choose to believe that clarity can exist without chaos. Backhand index pointing right, you choose to let peace be a sign of correctness, not danger. There is also a relational truth that must be faced gently. Someone in your life has benefited from the version of you who overgives, overexplains, or overcompromises. As you begin choosing yourself internally, that dynamic will change. You may notice subtle resistance, confusion, emotional distance, or guilt triggers. My beloved, this is not punishment. This is recalibration. Do not rush to fix discomfort that is actually growth. Silence does not always mean loss. Sometimes it means space is being rearranged. Archangel Michael reminds you, boundaries are not walls, they are filters. What belongs will pass through. What doesn't will fall away without force. Another key revelation. You are being prepared for consistency, not intensity. Many people chase peak moments, dramatic breakthroughs, emotional highs. But heaven is building something far more rare for you. A steady life that does not collapse when excitement fades. That is why patience is emphasized now. Not waiting, rooting. My beloved, here is how you know this part is integrating. You feel less reactive. You pause before responding. You feel guided but not rushed. You begin choosing rest without guilt. You stop chasing signs and start recognizing alignment. This is spiritual adulthood. Archangel Michael assures you, nothing you are meant for will require you to abandon yourself to reach it. As this part closes, receive this quietly. You are allowed to want more without apologizing. You are allowed to walk away without explaining. You are allowed to receive without earning through paying. We'll go deeper into what is being removed from your life right now, not as loss, but as divine subtraction that creates space for what finally fits. Stay present, my beloved. You are exactly where you need to be. My beloved, it's where removal begins, and this is often the most misunderstood phase of divine movement. Many think blessing always looks like addition. More people, more opportunities, more noise. But heaven often prepares you through subtraction first. Archangel Michael says, I am not taking things from you to hurt you. I am removing what cannot go where you are going. Listen carefully to this truth. Right now, certain connections, habits, expectations, and even dreams you once held close are quietly loosening their grip. Some are fading without drama. Others feel heavier before they fall away. This is not random. This is precision. My beloved, what is being removed is not aligned with your next level of peace. You may notice, conversations feel repetitive or draining. You feel emotionally distant from situations you once overinvested in. Your tolerance for disrespect, confusion, or inconsistency has dropped. You feel tired of explaining yourself. This is not you becoming cold. This is you becoming clear. Archangel Michael reveals that one of the biggest removals happening now is false responsibility. For a long time, you felt responsible for other people's emotions, outcomes, healing, or stability. You carried guilt when things didn't work out, even when it wasn't your fault. My beloved, heaven is lifting that weight. You are not meant to be everyone's anchor. You were never assigned to save those who refuse to grow. Compassion does not require self-erasure. Another removal happening now is urgency. You once felt like if you didn't act fast, you'd miss your chance. That belief pushed you into rushed decisions, premature commitments, or settling for almost right. That season is ending. Archangel Michael says, what is meant for you will recognize you without pressure. You are entering a time where alignment replaces anxiety. Opportunities that are truly yours will not require you to betray your intuition. My beloved, this is important. Do not mistake quietness for stagnation. Things may look still on the surface, but beneath that stillness, your discernment is sharpening. You are learning when to speak and when silence protects you. You are learning that not every invitation deserves your presence. There is also an emotional detox taking place. Old disappointments are resurfacing, not to hurt you again, but to finally leave. You may think about past betrayals, broken promises, or moments where you felt unseen. This is not regression. This is release. Let the feelings pass through without judgment. Do not reattach meaning. Do not rewrite the story. Just allow it to exit. Archangel Michael says, you cannot carry old grief into new ground. My beloved, one of the hardest removals is identity-based. You are shedding the version of yourself who accepts less to keep peace, shrinks to stay included, overfunctions to feel needed, confuses loyalty with self-betrayal. As this version dissolves, there may be moments of loneliness. That does not mean something is wrong. It means space is being created for relationships that meet you at your level. Remember this. Not everyone who walked with you can walk with the future version of you. And that is okay. Archangel Michael reassures you. Nothing essential is being taken. Only what was blocking flow, clarity, and sustainability. Here is how you cooperate with this part. Do not chase what exits. Do not force reconnection. Do not over-explain your boundaries. Trust the discomfort. It is temporary. My beloved, Part 5 prepares you for something stable, not flashy. Something grounded, not chaotic. Something that does not require you to abandon yourself to maintain it. As this part closes, receive this message deeply. What leaves now does so because it has completed its role. What remains is what can grow with you. What arrives next will feel familiar to your soul, not stressful to your nervous system. Part 6 will reveal what is quietly aligning in your favor, even if you cannot yet see it. Stay gentle with yourself, my beloved. Heaven is being very intentional with you. My beloved, it's where removal begins, and this is often the most misunderstood phase of divine movement. Many think blessing always looks like addition. More people, more opportunities, more noise. But heaven often prepares you through subtraction first. Archangel Michael says, I am not taking things from you to hurt you. I am removing what cannot go where you are going. Listen carefully to this truth. Right now, certain connections, habits, expectations, and even dreams you once held close are quietly loosening their grip. Some are fading without drama. Others feel heavier before they fall away. This is not random. This is precision. My beloved, what is being removed is not aligned with your next level of peace. You may notice, conversations feel repetitive or draining. You feel emotionally distant from situations you once overinvested in. Your tolerance for disrespect, confusion, or inconsistency has dropped. You feel tired of explaining yourself. This is not you becoming cold. This is you becoming clear. Archangel Michael reveals that one of the biggest removals happening now is false responsibility. For a long time, you felt responsible for other people's emotions, outcomes, healing, or stability. You carried guilt when things didn't work out, even when it wasn't your fault. My beloved, heaven is lifting that weight. You are not meant to be everyone's anchor. You were never assigned to save those who refuse to grow. Compassion does not require self-erasure. Another removal happening now is urgency. You once felt like if you didn't act fast, you'd miss your chance. That belief pushed you into rushed decisions, premature commitments, or settling for almost right. That season is ending. Archangel Michael says, what is meant for you will recognize you without pressure. You are entering a time where alignment replaces anxiety. Opportunities that are truly yours will not require you to betray your intuition. My beloved, this is important. Do not mistake quietness for stagnation. Things may look still on the surface, but beneath that stillness, your discernment is sharpening. You are learning when to speak and when silence protects you. You are learning that not every invitation deserves your presence. There is also an emotional detox taking place. Old disappointments are resurfacing, not to hurt you again, but to finally leave. You may think about past betrayals, broken promises, or moments where you felt unseen. This is not regression. This is release. Let the feelings pass through without judgment. Do not reattach meaning. Do not rewrite the story. Just allow it to exit. Archangel Michael says, "You cannot carry old grief into new ground." My beloved, one of the hardest removals is identity-based. You are shedding the version of yourself who accepts less to keep peace, shrinks to stay included, overfunctions to feel needed, confuses loyalty with self-betrayal. As this version dissolves, there may be moments of loneliness. That does not mean something is wrong. It means space is being created for relationships that meet you at your level. Remember this. Not everyone who walked with you can walk with the future version of you. And that is okay. Archangel Michael reassures you. Nothing essential is being taken. Only what was blocking flow, clarity, and sustainability. Here is how you cooperate with this part. Do not chase what exits. Do not force reconnection. Do not over-explain your boundaries. Trust the discomfort. It is temporary. My beloved, Part 5 prepares you for something stable, not flashy. Something grounded, not chaotic. Something that does not require you to abandon yourself to maintain it. As this part closes, receive this message deeply. What leaves now does so because it has completed its role. What remains is what can grow with you. What arrives next will feel familiar to your soul, not stressful to your nervous system. Part 6 will reveal what is quietly aligning in your favor, even if you cannot yet see it. Stay gentle with yourself, my beloved. Heaven is being very intentional with you. My beloved, it's the phase of alignment, and this is where many people misunderstand what is truly happening behind the silence. Archangel Michael says, "What you could not force before is now being arranged without your effort." Listen carefully, because this part requires trust, not control. Right now, while it may feel like nothing is moving, heaven is repositioning people, circumstances, and timing in ways you cannot see yet. Doors are being adjusted so they open at the exact moment you are ready to walk through them without fear. My beloved, alignment never announces itself loudly. It arrives quietly, steadily, and with peace. You may notice subtle changes. You feel calmer about things that once triggered anxiety. You are no longer desperate for answers. You trust your intuition more than external opinions. You feel guided to rest instead of rush. This is not laziness. This is divine synchronization. Archangel Michael reveals that one major alignment happening now is inner authority. You are learning to listen inward instead of constantly seeking validation outward. This shift alone protects you from manipulation, delay, and regret. My beloved, when you stop asking everyone what they think, clarity comes faster. Another alignment happening now is energetic matching. People who can meet you with honesty, respect, and emotional maturity are being drawn closer, sometimes unexpectedly. At the same time, those who thrived on confusion, power imbalance, or emotional chaos will feel uncomfortable around your calm. This is why some connections feel strained lately. It is not conflict, it is misalignment revealing itself. Archangel Michael says, "Do not chase what no longer resonates. Let distance do the explaining." You are also being aligned with better timing. Before, you may have been early, offering loyalty, effort, or commitment before the other side was capable of receiving it. That pattern is ending. Heaven is now ensuring that when you give, it is met with equal presence. My beloved, reciprocity is becoming your new normal. There is also a practical alignment taking place, especially around purpose, work, or stability. Ideas you once dismissed may return with clarity. Opportunities may reappear, but this time with structure instead of stress. Pay attention to what feels simple but meaningful, calm but exciting, grounded instead of chaotic. Those are not coincidences. Those are signals. Archangel Michael emphasizes this strongly. Do not confuse slow progress with no progress. Some of the biggest transformations happen invisibly first, within mindset, boundaries, and self-respect. External results follow internal order. My beloved, you are being aligned away from survival mode. You are no longer meant to live constantly bracing for disappointment, betrayal, or loss. Heaven is teaching your nervous system that safety can exist without hypervigilance. That is why rest keeps calling you. Honor it. Another key alignment in Part 6 is discernment over drama. You are learning that not every emotion deserves a reaction. Not every situation needs your explanation. Not every misunderstanding requires correction. Silence is becoming one of your strongest tools. Archangel Michael says, when you stop defending yourself unnecessarily, truth defends you. This alignment also prepares you for sustainable joy, not the temporary highs that crash later, but peace that lasts. The kind of peace that does not require you to perform, prove, or please. My beloved, this is where many blessings are protected by timing, by maturity, and by restraint. If you feel moments of doubt during this part, remember this. Confusion is decreasing. Reactivity is fading. Trust is strengthening. Those are signs alignment is working. You may not see the full picture yet, but you are standing in the correct place for it to unfold. As Part 6 closes, receive this message deeply. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned with care. What is aligning now will arrive without chaos, without fear, and without you needing to lose yourself to receive it. My beloved will reveal what is about to move suddenly after this quiet preparation. Stay present. Stay grounded. Heaven has not missed a single detail. My beloved, now comes the movement that follows long stillness, and it will feel sudden, even though it has been prepared carefully. Archangel Michael says, what begins now will not require your chasing. It will recognize you. This is the moment when hidden momentum turns visible. You may notice that situations you thought were finished return, but not in the same form. Conversations reopen with honesty. Opportunities resurface with clarity. People who once hesitated now approach with certainty. This is not coincidence. This is timing finally aligning with readiness. My beloved, what shifts now is speed with stability. After a long season of waiting, things begin to move faster, but without chaos. Decisions that once took weeks happen in days. Answers that felt delayed arrive unexpectedly. You will feel a quiet confidence replacing doubt, as if something inside you already knows how this unfolds. Archangel Michael reveals that one breakthrough arrives through truth being spoken, either by you or by someone else. Something unspoken, misunderstood, or avoided will finally surface. And instead of causing damage, it will bring relief. Do not fear honesty now. Truth is your ally in this phase. There is also movement around your visibility. You may be noticed more, not loudly, but intentionally. Someone sees your consistency, your integrity, your patience. This attention is not accidental. Heaven is placing you in rooms, conversations, or decisions where your presence matters. My beloved, when doors open now, they do not test you. They welcome you. Another sudden shift comes through release. Something you have been holding emotionally loosens its grip. You may wake up one day and realize the heaviness is gone. Not because everything changed, but because you did. The burden lifts quietly, without drama. Archangel Michael says, when the lesson is learned, the weight dissolves. Expect movement in practical areas too. Plans, schedules, finances, or structure. You may be guided to act decisively after long hesitation. When that moment comes, you will feel calm, not rushed. That is how you know it is right. My beloved, do not second-guess the peace. Another important message for this phase: do not overshare your next steps. What is unfolding now is protected by discretion. Not everyone needs access to your plans, feelings, or timing. Silence will preserve what excitement could expose too early. Archangel Michael warns gently: enthusiasm is powerful, but restraint is wisdom. You may also experience sudden clarity about people. Who is meant to stay, who is meant to drift away, and who is only present for a season. This clarity may feel sharp, but it is clean. No confusion remains. Let clarity do its work without guilt. There is also a return of something you once loved, a passion, interest, or part of yourself you abandoned while surviving. It comes back now, not as nostalgia, but as integration. You are reclaiming a piece of yourself that was paused, not lost. My beloved, this is restoration. Emotionally, you will feel stronger, not hardened, but anchored. You will care deeply without losing yourself. You will love without shrinking. You will stand firm without closing your heart. Archangel Michael says, strength and softness can coexist. As this phase unfolds, signs will confirm alignment. Repeating confirmations, calm excitement, clear communication, mutual effort, ease replacing resistance. These are not tests, they are green lights. If something feels forced now, step back. What is meant for you flows toward you without struggle. My beloved, this is the turning point where preparation meets motion. What begins now may look simple on the surface, but it carries long-term impact. Treat it with respect, patience, and faith. The next phase will reveal what must be protected as blessings expand, because growth requires stewardship. Stay attentive. Stay grounded. What moves now is meant to last. My beloved, it's where protection becomes priority, because the blessings and momentum you are receiving now are precious and delicate. Heaven is ensuring that what is arriving does not get lost, diluted, or misdirected. Archangel Michael says, you will receive much, but you must guard it carefully. What is yours is sacred, and it must be protected. Listen carefully. The first step in this protection is discernment. Not everyone around you is aligned with your growth, even if they appear loving, loyal, or familiar. Some will celebrate, but some will unconsciously drain your energy, ask too much, or resist your new boundaries. Your soul can sense this, but your heart may still want to give. Heaven asks you now to pause before giving. My beloved, boundaries are not walls, they are filters. They do not push people away unnecessarily. They simply prevent interference in what God has specifically prepared for you. People who belong will align naturally. People who do not belong will naturally drift without friction. This is divine order, not judgment. Archangel Michael wants you to focus on your inner space. Energy that is calm, strong, and grounded acts like a shield. You do not need to force protection outward. It arises from within. Meditation, prayer, and intentional breathing now create invisible barriers that keep your blessings intact. Another layer of protection is information management. Do not overshare about what is aligning in your life. Not every plan, opportunity, or blessing needs to be broadcast. Energy leaks through exposure, gossip, or even unintentional bragging. Protect what is sacred by holding it close until its manifestation is stable. My beloved, notice your reactions. If someone questions your timing, decisions, or boundaries, do not feel pressured to justify yourself. Peace and calm, not explanations, are your strongest defense. What is yours will not need your defense. It will arrive naturally and remain. Archangel Michael also speaks of spiritual hygiene. Thoughts, fears, and old emotional patterns that do not serve you must be released. Each morning, visualize a golden light surrounding you, reinforcing the sacredness of your space and protecting your energy. Even a simple affirmation, "I am protected and aligned," can create profound shifts. My beloved, you may notice people testing your limits, intentionally or not. Heaven is observing, and this is part of the calibration process. Each test shows you where your boundaries need to be firmer, your presence clearer, and your trust in God stronger. Financial, emotional, and relational protections are also activated now. Unexpected guidance, sudden clarity, and timely interventions may appear. Do not dismiss them as coincidences. These are divine reinforcements ensuring that the blessings delivered to you remain untouched by interference. Another key aspect is timing. Some things will arrive faster than expected, some slower. Resist the urge to rush or force. Protection does not mean speed, it means stability. What is aligned will move naturally and securely. My beloved, as you continue through this part, pay attention to repeated signs, numbers, words, dreams, or symbols. These are confirmations that your protective measures are working, that your alignment is recognized, and that heaven's order is manifesting around you. Finally, Archangel Michael reminds you, protection is not about fear. It is about reverence. What is given to you is sacred. Guard it as you would guard a treasure, because in truth, you are the treasure. Prepare your heart, mind, and spirit to receive fully. Protect what is yours. Do not compromise your peace for comfort or familiarity. The next phase will show how to actively steward your blessings so they expand steadily and securely. Stay present, my beloved. Your alignment is protected, and what is yours is waiting to flourish. My beloved, the sacred practice of holding blessings without fear and nurturing them without forcing. This is a phase many overlook because it requires patience, humility, and trust, yet it is the step that ensures what you have received remains permanent. Archangel Michael says, "You have been prepared for this moment. What arrives now must be tended with care, with wisdom, and with reverence." First, my beloved, understand this. Stewardship is not about control. It is about alignment. You do not need to micromanage outcomes or manipulate circumstances. You only need to honor the divine flow that has brought these blessings to you. The energy you emit shapes how these gifts manifest and grow. If you respond from fear, doubt, or impatience, the blessings are slowed. If you respond from faith, clarity, and gratitude, the blessings expand effortlessly. My beloved, the first step in this stewardship is clarity of intention. Ask yourself, what do I truly need to maintain peace, alignment, and abundance? What actions will support not just immediate gain, but long-term spiritual growth? Heaven does not reward hurried or reactionary choices. It aligns those who pause to discern. Archangel Michael emphasizes discipline without rigidity. Your days, your routines, and your decisions should reflect sacred attention. Protect your time, your energy, and your mind from distractions that pull you away from your purpose. This is not denial of joy or spontaneity. It is prioritization. What deserves your energy will recognize and respect it naturally. Another layer of stewardship is guarding relationships. My beloved, not everyone who is present in your life belongs to your future. Some will naturally drift away as you step into your higher alignment. Others will step forward, showing loyalty, consistency, and love. Honor both movements without resistance. Do not cling to those leaving. Do not try to force those arriving. Stewardship is about honoring natural flow. Archangel Michael also reminds you to stay spiritually alert. Blessings attract attention, sometimes genuine, sometimes opportunistic. Your intuition is your compass. Do not ignore subtle nudges, feelings of discomfort, or recurring thoughts. These are signs guiding you to protect what is sacred. My beloved, part of stewardship involves inner vigilance. Guard your thoughts and emotions. Do not allow anxiety, fear, or doubt to infiltrate the energy surrounding your blessings. Even small hesitations can create ripples that delay alignment. Strengthen your mind with daily affirmations, prayers, or visualization. Imagine your blessings surrounded by golden light, impervious to negativity or interference. You are also being guided to nurture your blessings through action, but not forcing. Small, consistent efforts, aligned with your purpose, are more effective than dramatic, hurried gestures. Your consistency is sacred. It honors the energy of what has been delivered. Another critical aspect of stewardship is gratitude as a protective tool. When you recognize and appreciate what is already present, you attract more aligned energy. Gratitude is not just feeling, it is vibration. Your vibration protects, amplifies, and multiplies blessings. Archangel Michael urges you: let thankfulness be the shield around your life. It strengthens what is yours and repels what is not. My beloved, notice synchronicities. Numbers, repeated words, chance encounters, and dreams are confirmations that you are walking in alignment. These are not coincidences. They are signals from heaven that your stewardship is recognized and supported.